You have to have this feminine energy with a little bit of masculine strategy, which is the inspired action. So I always say you could have the best car in the world with the best engine in the world, like a Ferrari, for example. But if you don't put any gas into that car, the car will never move. So what about if you build the most profound mindset, the most energetically aligned mindset in the whole wide world? But then you don't put any gas in the car, you don't take any inspired action. What's going to happen? Welcome back to another episode of Break Out of the Matrix, Boom, the podcast. Before we get into the show, I have the most exciting news ever, and I couldn't be more excited to share it with you. The doors to Manifest Your Dream Life are officially open. Oh my God. If you are new here, Manifest Your Dream Life is my signature group online coaching program where you get live calls with me weekly. If you can't make it, you always get a replay and you get intimate support. We already have 11 people in the program. So I just know at the time of this recording, there are probably going to be so much more. And I could not be more excited and more grateful to share that with you. This program is only open for a limited time only. And the reason I say that is because this program is being run live. So we are kicking this off in September. It's going all the way through until November. You get that private, intimate community while you also get support with me. So when I was joining a lot of courses myself, because I am a huge advocate for courses, coaching, mentorship, I was feeling like I never got any screen time with the coach. So like I would buy these courses for multiple four figures and I never got to talk to the coach or the course creator. And I didn't like that. And that is exactly why with this program, you get actual screen time with me. And it's a mutual investment in each other. I'm invested in you, in your business, in your growth. And that is what is so amazing about this program is you don't just get my support, you get this community support. So like I said, at the time of this recording, we already have 11 people signed up. We have over 200 people on the wait list. And I just know these spots are going to fill up so quickly. So make sure you click the link in the description to fill out an application form. You will get a response within 24 hours via Instagram DMs. And make sure that you are on the lookout for that because after you fill out the form, your spot can only be held for 48 hours because we have already 200 people on the wait list. We have 11 in the program, and this program is going to be a small, intimate circle. It's really just for people who know that they're made for more, who want to manifest their dream life, who want time, emotional, location, financial, wealth, freedom, who want to live the abundant life of their dreams, who know they're made for more. They just need a roadmap to help get them there. And I am going to teach you everything that I did to collapse time in the past 2 years, how I went from negative $25,000 in debt to multiple six-figure CEO living in my dream New York City apartment. If you're watching this on video, you can probably see my background. As you can see, I always record here because I just feel so abundantly grateful for this beautiful view, this beautiful apartment, this beautiful business that I built. I'm looking at my sticky notes that I have on my wall. Like I said, the 11 people as of this recording. There's probably going to be so many more when this recording goes live, and I am just so excited. So make sure you click the link in the description or in the show notes, and let's get right into the episode. So today's episode is all about the truth about manifestation. So there's a lot of nonsense about manifestation circulating the internet, and I know that. And I'm so grateful that I actually learned about manifestation before I knew that it was a trendy topic on social media. So when I was doing my spiritual work, when I was going through my spiritual awakening, I had no idea that there was a spiritual community online. I was very stuck in this like mindset of like bloggers, and I wanted to be a blogger, and I thought everything was about like fashion and lifestyle and travel. I had no idea that people were influencing about law of attraction and manifestation. And when I was building my TikTok account, I said, you know what? I've been practicing the law of attraction for many years. I've manifested so many amazing things in my life. Let me just, make this joke meme about it. So I made this funny TikTok video, and it accidentally, not so accident because we know law of attraction, but it went viral, and I did not expect that. So it got almost like 100,000 views, and I had no followers. I had maybe like 100 followers. So I was starting to gain all these followers on TikTok, and it really opened my eyes because I was like, wow, people actually know what I'm talking about. So what the TikTok said was, it said, when you accidentally say I want instead of I am. Want exudes lack from your energy, but when you say I am, you are embodying an embodiment. So I remember I was like, oh my God, nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. So that video went viral. There were so many people who knew what I was talking about. There were so many people who were like, oh my God, this is so funny and so relatable. And I was like, whoa, like my people are out there. And this is when I started exploring and I started putting more manifestation content out there. As I was growing, I remember I was seeing all this stuff like 3-3-3 method, 5-5-5 method, water method. And I was like, what the heck are these people saying? So I said, you know what? Let me try it out myself. So I tried out these like trendy techniques and they never worked for me. And the reason why they never worked for me is because what I found is through those techniques, it's all about control. It's very controlling energy. And as we know, manifestation is all about detachment and embodiment. So let's set the foundation of this episode to talk all about what is manifestation. So the way that I think of manifestation and the way that I explain it to people on very simple terms is manifestation is just vibrationally aligning to the thing that you desire, where you co-create with the universe and you intentionally create your reality. So on very simple terms, manifestation is happening whether you agree with it, whether you believe in it, whether you think it's working for you or not, it's working. Because the law of attraction is a universal law of nature that states that like attracts like. So what do I mean by this? When you're thinking of somebody and then they call you, right? That's manifestation in its purest form because you are vibrationally aligning on the same energy as that person. So how can you use this for your business, for your personal life, for manifesting massive success in your life? Well, this is where you have to vibrationally align to this desire. And I think this is why these methods are going so viral on the internet right now, is because you're putting out the energy and really expanding on that energy and giving it so much more power and amplifying it. And that's why it's working for a lot of people on a simple scale. Like, okay, let's manifest this specific thing and you get this quick win is what I like to call it. But after the quick win, how do you actually make that a sustainable process? And this is what I teach in my coaching and in my programs, is that it's not so much about the quick win. If you're at the phase of, I just want a quick win, you can sign up for my email newsletter, which I'm going to link below. And when you sign up for that below, I share with you tips on how to get those quick wins. But the truth is, my teachings and my program, Manifest Your Dream Life, is all about making manifestation a lifestyle. It's not about just waking up every day and writing in your journal all the things that you desire and say, hey, it's never coming true, because manifestation is about energy. It's about embodiment. It's about embodying this energy to vibrationally align you with the thing that you so deeply desire. So with all of that as well, you have to remember that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So the way that I like to think about this is you are like a mirror. So whatever is coming back to you in your life, you are mirroring that internally. So if you're having some sort of friction in your life, or failed relationships, or you're not making the money that you want, or your business isn't as successful as you want, you have to ask yourself, where am I out of alignment internally? And this is tricky because this is where you have to take massive accountability for where you are at in life. So if you're in a place where you're like, I'm not so happy, think about what have you done differently to change your circumstances? And I know sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. And this is why I am so confident in Manifest Your Dream Life, is because if you don't make a change today, how can you expect to be in a different place 1 year from now? If you want to see different outcomes in your reality, you have to make different changes in your life day to day, because you have to have this macro, right? This long-term vision, but you have to take daily actions in the micro. So a lot of my clients and a lot of my students come because they're like, I don't want to be in the same place that I'm in 1 year from now. So if that sounds like you, like I said, the application is open for a limited time only. Click the link in the description or in the show notes. Click the link, submit an application. That is you signing a contract with the universe. Just submitting the application is saying, I'm ready. I'm ready for massive success and growth in my life. I am ready to change. I am ready to do something different like I've never done before. And that's how you're going to get different results in your life. So I also want to talk about some common myths when it comes to manifestation. So a lot of people think manifestation is magic, right? They're like, oh, this is BS. I don't believe in this, right? You have that whole realm of people. And I agree. Manifestation is not magic. Manifestation is vibrationally aligning your energy to the thing that you so deeply desire. Now, it may feel magical when you are in the frequency of abundance and then you open your mail and you get an unexpected check in the mail. Yeah, that feels magical. But let's look deeper into that. So the first time I ever manifested something, I had intentionally put out there that I wanted to manifest $5,000 by the end of the year. That was in 2019. And I was like, I want to manifest, I already had 5,000. I was like, I want to manifest 5,000. So I was writing in my journal in the morning. And also people always ask me like, how many times did you write it? Did you write it every day, every morning? And it's like, it's not so much how many times you write it in your journal. It's so much more about your energy. Now, at that time, I really looked at it as an experiment. I was like, I'm not telling anybody about this. I might have told my mom. I was like, oh, I'm manifesting $10,000 by the end of the year. I maybe told her once, but besides that, I didn't tell anybody else. And I remember I was like so detached from it because I really was using it as an experiment. And I said, I have nothing to lose. Let me just see if this works. So I did everything, my 3-step process, ask, believe, receive. And within a few months, I had manifested an unexpected $5,000 check in the mail. I didn't know that's how it was going to show up. And that's where I really realized you have to let go of the how. Because I thought like, oh, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to get a $5,000 bonus, or I'm going to, randomly get $5,000 in Poshmark earnings. Like I was thinking these things, but that's not how it happened. I ended up receiving an inheritance that nobody knew about. And I received it in the mail, and even my mom didn't know about it. So it was very unexpected. That was just like mind blowing. And it just reminded me that we are so powerful and your mind is so powerful. So then I got really interested in this and I got really excited about it because I was like, if I can do this, I can do anything. And that's when I really immersed into the vortex, this vortex of energy, of quantum leaps, of massive abundance, and opportunities were just flowing to me and through me left and right. Like it was just unexplainable. And that's how I feel like my life is right now. I just feel like so many things happen so quickly and it's so unexplainable because I'm in this vortex of energy. And I want you to think of it like this in your life. Whatever you're desiring right now, whether it be more money, whether it be a relationship, whether it be wanting to get out of the job you hate, whether it be wanting to start a business but you don't know where to start, wanting to work for yourself, wanting a life of freedom, I want you to think of it like you're in this vortex of energy and you are actually in control of it. So what I mean by that is, right, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. So a lot of my life is turning pain into purpose, right? Turning childhood trauma, turning inner child healing into purpose, using my mistakes, my downfalls, my quote failures, and turning that into courses and coaching and podcasts to help other people. So how are you changing what is happening to you? And there comes a time where you need support. You are not meant to do life alone. There is a time where you truly need support and you need other people to lean on, to mentor you, to coach you. I read this book one time. It's called The One Thing, and it talks about how nobody is self-made. So even if you want to say, I am a self-made millionaire, I am a self-made multiple six-figure CEO, I am a self-made entrepreneur, whatever you want to say, I really want you to ask yourself, but who was there for me to support me? And don't say no one because you're not living under a rock. I really want you to think about those certain phrases, those certain people. Maybe it was influencers, maybe it was podcasts. I know when I was going through my spiritual awakening, it wasn't necessarily people in my close circle, but it was people where I was investing in courses or I was investing in coaching or free seminars or books. Those were the people who were supporting me. Maybe it was indirectly, right? Like I'm sharing this podcast with you and you're feeling some sensation and fulfillment. Now, that's not me directly, right, coming in your corner and saying, hey, Mary, here are the 3 tips to do this, but you are getting this through media. You're getting this through the podcast. So I really want you to think about, where am I receiving support? And if you're in a place where you're feeling stuck and you're like, you know what? I don't have support. Maybe that is why I'm stuck. Maybe I'm at a point where I've watched all the free content. I've downloaded all the free ebooks. I've downloaded all the free stuff. Like, I'm ready to invest in myself. And last week's podcast was all about investing in yourself and how you create this energetic exchange with the universe. When you invest in yourself, you sign a contract with the universe saying, I am ready for massive success and growth and abundance. The minute you press submit, click to pay, the minute that happens, this energetic exchange happens in your vortex. What about if in your vortex right now, right? I always say, what about if your life was guaranteed? What about if you knew that in 1 year from now, you were going to be a 6-figure CEO, you were going to live in the apartment of your dreams, you were going to have the most beautiful story to share on social media, the most beautiful and profound come up story that was going to inspire millions of people around the world. And all you had to do was invest in this course. You had to read this book and you had to do this one other thing. You had to let go of this relationship. Would you do it? The answer is yes. But the problem and the reason most people are stuck is because they want the outcome first. And this is not how manifestation works. Every single thing that I have manifested in my life has come from a leap of faith, has come from an inspired risk that I took on myself. If I could go back and tell myself 2 years ago, Julia, you are no longer going to be 25K in debt. You are going to be this macro influencer on social media. You are going to be impacting millions of people around the world. You are going to become a multiple 6-figure CEO. You're going to leave that job that was unfulfilling and boring and so mundane. And I just told myself, these are the exact things that I had to do. Would I do it? 1,000,000%. But I didn't know that 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was laying in bed with crippling anxiety, wondering how my life was going to change. And then I discovered the book, The Secret. I learned about law of attraction. I learned about manifestation. I said, what about if I apply manifestation to the things that I'm struggling with? Because manifestation can work for anything. So what about if I applied it to manifest more money, to manifest myself out of debt, to build a business, to manifest a relationship, to live in a healthy body? And this is where my journey began. And this is when I started investing in my growth because I saw how quickly it compounded for me. I saw the massive changes in the macro because of what I was doing in the micro. Now, this leads me into the next part of the podcast where I want to say something that may not fly with a lot of people, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's something seriously wrong with the spiritual community. The reason why I get so frustrated with the spiritual community online is because they are not talking about taking inspired action. Now, come at me, say what you want, but this is where most of my clients, my students, my friends say, Julia, this is how you differentiate. And this is why I'm so confident speaking on it, is because I realized this little secret sauce to my coaching, to my teaching, to my awakening is what changed my life and which has changed hundreds of my past students and clients' lives, is because I understand that we are not here to be super in our masculine. We are here to be embodied in our truth and in our energy. I get that. But you have to have this feminine energy with a little bit of masculine strategy, which is the inspired action. So I always say you could have the best car in the world with the best engine in the world, like a Ferrari, for example. But if you don't put any gas into that car, the car will never move. So what about if you build the most profound mindset, the most energetically aligned mindset in the whole wide world? But then you don't put any gas in the car, you don't take any inspired action. What's going to happen? You're going to be stuck in the mindset and you're going to say, Julia, why aren't dream clients falling from the sky? Julia, why aren't I manifesting 6-figure success? Why aren't I earning 10K months? Why am I still stuck in this job? Because the mindset is only a portion of it. So I always say success is 95% mindset and 5% strategy. So the spiritual community is only talking about the 95% mindset and they're not talking about the 5% strategy. And the 5% strategy is what is going to get the ball rolling. Think about your favorite entrepreneurs. Think about your favorite people. They're not sitting in their journal all day saying, I am a millionaire. But what they're doing What I'm doing is I'm writing in my journal in the morning my affirmations to build my new belief system around this new stage that I'm at in my life, right? Because we're always leveling up to some degree. So I don't have the same affirmations I had when I was 25K in debt. I have the affirmations of a multiple six-figure CEO going to seven figures, becoming a millionaire. So it's like, that's just one piece of the puzzle. And all day I'm taking inspired action. I'm living my truth. I'm embodying these words that I'm writing on paper. And the spiritual community is not talking about this enough. They're not talking about balancing the yin and the yang energy. They're not talking about balancing the masculine and the feminine. And my program, Manifest Your Dream Life, is all about this duality, this dual approach of mindset and energetics at the foundation, at the core, and inspired and aligned action on the back end. Because the truth is, I never just sat here and stood in my mirror and said, I am worthy of massive success. I am debt free, and then just sat on my ass all day, right? I did that, and then I went out and took action like that debt-free person, like the millionaire, which is what I do today. I run my life as if I'm already a millionaire. I know that that is in my vortex. I know that that is in my energy, and I am so confident and I so believe in it. So every single day I act as if I am already that person, right? And I act as if through calculated and inspired risks. I take inspired risks as if I'm the millionaire that I already am. And now, of course, you have to do this in a place where it feels scary to the mind, but exciting to the soul. So when I invested $22,000 into my mastermind, right, that was scary to my mind, but exciting to my soul, right? So I knew that I had the money, right? I had the money to do that, but of course it felt stretchy, right? There's so many other things I could do with $22,000. I could buy my first class flight to Dubai, which my boyfriend and I really want to do. It's on our bucket list. I could save that money and have rent paid off for the next X amount of months. I could save that money and continue to build on that money to have a down payment on my house. I could max out my IRA for 3 years, right? I could do all these different things. But I knew that the millionaire version of Julia would not stay small-minded and save that money for things down the line. That millionaire version of Julia would invest that money into a mastermind to grow her skills before anything else, grow her skills, her beliefs, her mindset, be around other people who are in the same boat as me, be around other people who will expand my mindset, who are already at the seven-figure level. Learn from seven-figure entrepreneurs, which is what my coach is. Being in this group chat with these people has expanded my mind, built connections like I could have never imagined. But what about if I just held on to that money and I was so afraid that more wouldn't flow into my existence? But instead, what I said to myself is, I trust manifestation, right? You do the thing before the thing happens, right? So that is exactly what I did when I invested into my mastermind. So what is the thing that you need to do to actually see manifestation happen in your existence? Everybody in life wants guarantees, but the only guarantee that I can give you is that if you do the same thing over and over again, you are going to get the same outcomes. So I want you to think of your life right now like you are vibrating on this certain rhythm, okay? So if you're watching on video, you can see my hand. You are vibrating at this rhythm. When you do something that disrupts this rhythm, right? So you're rocking like this, you disrupt this rhythm, you start rocking up here, and now you're vibrating up here. That's how manifestation works. That's why when I invested $22K into my mastermind, a couple weeks later, I had my first $12,000 day, like $12,000 in revenue generated day. That never happened before, right? So that massive growth and expansion, I remember like a couple months ago, I was celebrating a $10,000 week. Now I had a $12,500 day. Like, because I broke that rhythm, I broke that cycle, I broke out of the matrix. every single podcast episode keeps coming back to break out of the matrix. I feel so good right now. I feel like so fired up, so energetic. I hope you're feeling this energy too. And if you're feeling this energy too, share this with somebody. Share this with somebody who needs to feel this energy right now, because it's a law of reciprocity, right? What you give out, you get back. And it's not with the intention of, oh, I'm giving this out, so I'm expecting something back. It's no, with good intentions that I'm sending this energy to you. I'm giving you this amazing, abundant energy because of how good it made me feel. Now you're going to make that person feel so good, right? It's the law of vibration. There's so many universal laws that we can talk about. Now I want to get into the next part of this podcast, which is really about detachment. So in the beginning of my spiritual journey, I was very controlling and very attached. And this is where I think the spiritual community is going wrong, where they're saying like, do this thing this many times. And then you're like freaking out. You're like, did I say it enough? How many times did I do it? Like, there's so much fear and scarcity behind the spiritual community on TikTok and on Instagram and on social media, on YouTube, wherever you're listening. There's so much fear and scarcity instilled in you, like there's something wrong with you, and manifestation is going to solve all your problems. I want you to really reframe the way that you think about manifestation. I want you to think about manifestation from the most abundant place in your heart. I really want you to close your eyes. If you're watching me on video, my eyes are closed. I want you to think about manifestation as you are the source and you are the power that runs your life. Right? You are co-creating in harmony with the universe, and you are the source of all your power. You are the most powerful being on the planet. You have all of the power within you. Anything that you want, you can have. Anything that you desire, you can have. I want you to imagine it as if it's already guaranteed. If your success was guaranteed, how different would you act today? If your success was guaranteed, what would you do differently today? Let me know. Oh my God, like I just felt this like massive splurge of energy. I don't know if you guys felt that too, but I just feel like I went on another planet and I came back when I opened my eyes. But like, if you just knew that your success was inevitable, if you just knew you were going to be earning 10K months, you were going to be traveling the world, you were going to be in the most healthy, beautiful relationships all around you, whether they be romantic, whether they be friendships, whether they be family, what would you do differently today? Act on that today. Make that decision today. And this is where I really connect with a lot of my clients. I really connect with people because they're afraid, right? You don't know what's on the other side of fear. You don't know what's on the other side of my program. You don't know what's on the other side of that first date that you go on. You don't know. But what about if you started to fall in love with the unknown? What about if you just started to fall in love with the fact that life is short? Your success is inevitable. What about if you just fell in love with the unknown? What about if your faith became greater than all of your fears, right? It's all about trusting yourself. Do you trust yourself? And if the answer is no, I want you to look within and I want you to change that today. I don't want you to adopt the belief of, I don't trust myself. I want you to adopt the belief that from this moment forward, I trust myself. I believe in myself. I believe that my success is inevitable, because if you're not seeing the outcomes in your life, it's maybe because you don't trust yourself or you don't believe in yourself. Okay? This is manifestation. Manifestation is not writing something in your journal three times a day, whatever the hell these people are telling you on TikTok. Manifestation is trusting yourself and co-creating with the universe, because manifestation is happening right now. The words that you say are manifesting into your existence. Every word that you say is casting a spell. I'm not the witchy kind of person, but you're casting a beautiful spell of what you want your life to be. So if there is something that you don't like, change your thoughts. When you change your thoughts, then you start feeling new feelings. When you start feeling new feelings, you start taking action from a new place of abundance and gratitude and fullness. I don't want you to start manifesting when you feel this lack. I want you to first look within you, and I want you to find within you that trust with yourself, that inner child. I want you to nurture those triggers. I want you to be curious. Be curious and say, Where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? Why am I so triggered when I hear this thing? Why am I so triggered when I think about investing in a course? Why am I so hurt, right? And I don't want you to overthink it. I want you to simply become curious, learn about yourself, and listen to your intuition. And I don't want you to give it too much time. I want you to give it love and nurturing, and then I want you to move on. Not enough people are talking about this. Too many people are stuck in feeling like, oh, my trauma defines me. My hurt defines me. I could sit here and I could talk for hours about my failures, about my trauma, about my lost relationship. But I made an oath to myself that I was going to turn my pain and my trauma into purpose. I was going to turn it into building a beautiful and impactful business to help the world become a better place, to leave my mark on this world. So I want you from this moment forward to give it that little bit of love, give it that little bit, and then move into inspired action. Move into action as if you are already that person who is healed from that trauma, because your life is going to play out the way that you say. So if you walk around and you say, I am traumatized from X, Y, and Z, or I am inconsistent because in the past I gave up on a workout routine. Change those beliefs now. Change those beliefs from I am inconsistent to I am consistent and I trust myself. And this time is different. So maybe have those little like in the middle phrases of like, this time is different. If you're a chronic overthinker, like sometimes I fall into, I had this conversation with my boyfriend yesterday. He's like, you're overthinking. I had some things going on. And he was like, you're overthinking. I had some things going on with my health. And he was like, you're overthinking. You're looking for the worst case scenario. And he stopped me in my tracks. And I really said, from this moment forward, I am healthy. I am so healthy. I am so abundant, and I trust my body to heal itself, right? So I think I have, I don't even want to say because I don't want to bring power to it, but some soreness in my leg. And I was going down this rabbit hole of Google searching and all these terrible things. And he was like, Julia, from this moment forward, decide different. You understand better than anybody your beliefs create your reality. So from that moment forward, I said, I am healthy. I am abundant. I am free, right? I trust my body. My body is okay. My body is safe. This morning, I woke up feeling like $1,000,000, right? It's still there like a little bit, but even as I'm saying this podcast, like my leg is feeling better. I'm feeling better. I feel so good because your beliefs truly create your reality. So we talked a lot about in this podcast. I'm feeling fired up. I didn't even know like where this podcast was going to go. I had some notes, some things I wanted to touch on because too many people are thinking like manifestation is writing in your journal and things fall from the sky. And it's like, if you want to look at it from this like really, really like scoped out big picture view, yes. But there's so much more. There's so much deeper energetics that go into it. And not enough people in the spiritual community are talking about this. All of my programs are this dual approach of the balance between the yin and the yang, the balance between the masculine and the feminine. And that's why Manifest Your Dream Life is so specific for female entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, or anybody interested in entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is the beauty of balancing the masculine and the feminine. I was listening to a podcast this morning by Alex Hormozi, and he talks all about beliefs. He's talking about manifestation, but he doesn't realize, I can't wait to show him this one day. He's talking about manifestation at its core. And what they're talking about, right, is that you need this masculine strategy, right? This strategy of, I'm going to create a funnel. I'm going to effortlessly sell, right? Because you have to sell, right? A business is only a business if it makes sales. So how can you implement that masculine strategy with feminine energy through embodiment? And he talks about beliefs. He talks about multi-million-dollar CEOs coming to him and they don't even believe in their product. And that just like had a huge light bulb go off for me, because I was like, I make such effortless sales. I attract in the most ideal clients. I connect with people on the most intimate level who are really ready to change their life and do the work. And I was like, how does this happen? Like, it's almost inexplainable. And I was like, because I believe in myself so much. I believe in my power as a coach, as a mentor. I believe in my clients. I have so much trust in them. If I was over here like, I don't believe in you, would you ever want to join any of my programs? No. And this is what most entrepreneurs are missing. They join a course trying to get some cut and dry template and like do this email sequence. Newsflash, the email sequence is never going to work if you don't believe in your business, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you're worthy of charging money for your services, because it's an energetic exchange. Money is just energy. So we talked about so many amazing things. I am so fired up. If you loved this podcast, please share it with somebody that can use this, that deserves to know the truth about manifestation. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel for more weekly videos. You can find the link to the audio version, which would just be the podcast, in the description. Like I said, I am loving podcasting so much. It is so amazing. It is such an intimate experience. And if you haven't yet, make sure you click the link in the description or in the show notes about filling out an application for Manifest Your Dream Life. This is an extremely limited time offer. The doors are closing Friday and we are capping spots for this. I know it. Like, we are really capping spots, and I am not launching this program again until next year. So if you want to end the year with a bang, join Manifest Your Dream Life. We already have 11 amazing freaking human beings, and I couldn't be more excited. Like I said, by the time this podcast goes out, I'm sure there's going to be so many more, and I just feel all the amazing energy in my vortex. I feel the most amazing clients coming in. I feel people in this energy right now. I just really feel like people are ready to make change and ready to take inspired action, and only come to this program if you're ready to do what it takes, which is changing your mindset and taking inspired action. It's very, very simple. That's all we do. And we have a lot of fun while doing it. We have live calls. We have that group energy. We have this intimate connection. I just feel so good. I feel so grateful. I feel so abundant and happy and loved and grateful and appreciative. And I love you guys so much. So make sure you click the link in the description, in the show notes. I will see you next week for next week's episode.